SWX is in Missoula, Montana for a college softball exhibition doubleheader between the Carroll College Fighting Saints and the hometown Montana Grizzlies. Hello everybody, I'm Kepson Cross alongside Sean Rainey here at Grizzly Softball Field. A beautiful day out here as both these teams take a break from their conference slate for a little in-state exhibition rivalry.
Yeah, this is awesome. The best weather we've had all spring. If we were doing this game a week ago, we'd be in snow jackets. So sun is out, we're ready for some softball.
And we start with the Carroll College side, Allie Williams, who can deal from the circle, but also leads her team in home runs and RBIs.
Yeah, the Glacier Wolfpack product, state champion, kind of the do-it-all player for Carroll. She'll be in the circle, and she'll be a dominant force. Over 100 strikeouts so far this season. See if the Grizz offense, which has struggled a little bit going this season, can get to Williams at all.
But the strong pitching staff that we always talk about when we're talking about the Montana Grizz, especially lately, will be led today by Colleen Driscoll.
Yeah, Colleen Driscoll can really hit her spots. She's what you call a pitcher's pitcher. Really accurate, can mix speeds very well, has good off speed, and so we'll see if she can keep that off balance against the Carroll hitters today.
Carroll has never beaten Montana here in the spring, but they did get one from them in the fall. Montana on the winning side of this rivalry more often than not. We'll see what today has in store on the other side in Missoula, Montana on SWX. Softball field, Kempson Cross alongside Sean Rainey. We'll step aside here momentarily to flag at half-staff in honor of former First Lady Barbara Bush here at Grizzly Softball Field. And the national anthem is on tap as the players are lined up. Here it is.
Fought for our freedoms and those protecting us today. Please rise and join us as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem. Today by Grizz soccer coach Katie Benz.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nice rendition of the national anthem at Grizzly Softball Field. Glad to have you with us as we get ready for some college softball here on SWX. Colleen Driscoll is in the circle for Montana, and she'll be wheeling and dealing with a 2.81 ERA in 62 1/3 innings. Batting average against her is 265. Looking at the batting order for the Carroll College Fighting Saints, Yarnall in center, she will lead off. App Roberts at second, Allison Bear at first. Number 20, Allie Williams is the designated player. She will be pitching for Carroll. Number 8, Kendall Mooney from third base. Number 7, Brittany Smith at shortstop. Number 19, Brittany Hogan in left field. Number 28, Tiana Sell playing catcher. Number 27, Ashley Davis playing right field. Brooke Brown is listed as the pitcher, but one of those softball substitution things. They're going to put Williams in the circle in the bottom of the first. Here in the top of the first, though, we're going to see Driscoll.
Yeah, and a lot of local talent up and down the Carroll roster. We have you know, Brooke Yarnell from Frenchtown. We have Big Sky, Helena, Great Falls, all of those represented. So a lot of local Montana players playing against Montana, so you know that this game means a lot for them. They're excited to get things going.
Yarnall will stand in now. You see Driscoll's stats there, the rest of them. Yarnall's hitting .265 on the year. 16 RBIs. She's 14 of 15 on stolen bases, so watch out if she gets on base. She can scoot the Frenchtown product. And the sophomore ropes it into left field, just fair down the left field line. She'll go for 2 and a leadoff double to start the game for Carroll off the bat of Yarnall.
Yeah, and it looked like a fastball, and I think she was cheating on that pitch a little bit and pulled it down the left field line for the double, and what a start for Carroll. The Saints in scoring position already.
It was just fair, as over in left field was Anne-Marie Petrino. She tracked it down to limit that to a double. First pitch is swung on and missed to Anna App-Roberts, who's hitting .361 on the year. 2 home runs, 17 RBIs, sophomore from Portland, Oregon.
We'll see here how Driscoll responds after giving up the leadoff double. See if she can get out of the jam or if Carroll is going to come in here and get on the board first.
App-Roberts was 3 for 5 against the Grizz in the spring last year, and it's just foul down the right field line on that pitch. So that'll push the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Only the second batter of the afternoon so far. Brooke Yarnall was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but also a sacrifice hit so far in her career in the spring against the Grizz before that at-bat. Swing and a hit to Colburn, who will throw over to Ashland Lyons for out number 1.
Good job by Driscoll getting that first all-important out. Kind of a fastball, got a lot of the plate, but it was just topped by App-Roberts right to the shortstop Colburn, who gets the put out.
Yarnall still aboard with a leadoff double. Allison Bear stands in now, leading the team with a .389 batting average. And that one is over to McAllister. Now a throw over to third. Safe at third. And so even though Bear grounds out to McAllister, the throw back from Lyons to third base gets the second.
Yeah, and that's really good base running by Brooke Yarnell on that one, because now you force the pitcher to keep the ball up. You can't have any pass balls here, otherwise that results in a run.
Good coverage there by Colburn as well. She's been a big part of the defense so far. Now she has to take a moment to tie her shoe. Allie Williams, one of the players we talked about in the open, hitting .344. 5 home runs and 24 RBIs, both lead the team. Looking for another one here, fouls it.
Oh, hot shot coming in the dugout.
Towards her own dugout.
Yeah, how impressive is it, Kempson, that, I mean, you could be one of the top 5 pitchers in the conference and also hit .344 and lead your team in RBIs and home runs. Pretty impressive.
No question. Swing and just behind that one as well.
So we'll see Driscoll really likes to keep the ball down, but here's the situation 1-2. We'll see if she can maybe elevate and try to get the strikeout. She tried to do just that there, Kempson. Went up high, but Williams wasn't having it.
Definitely elevated that one. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild. Swing and hit over to Lyons, who will tag up at first for the third out. So after the leadoff double by Yarnall, Carroll kept off the board by Montana. Driscoll in the defense doing work, and we will see them coming up on offense on the other side. Still no score here after the leadoff double by Brooke Yarnall started it all, and we will have the Montana lineup here. McKenna McGill from center field, wearing number 2. Number 8, Delaney Colburn is the shortstop. Number 13, Ashland Lyons, first base. Number 20, Madison Sackey, catcher. Number 58, Jessica McAllister, there we go, third base. Number 5, Tori Lettuce, designated player. And then you go through, you have Petrino, Phillips, and Martinez to round out the order. And McKenna McGill will stand in against Allie Williams, who was just the third out of the top of the first. She's now 0 for 5 against the Grizz in the spring during her career.
Yeah, Montana trying to piece together the right lineup, the right order of players to kind of get more runs on the board. They are last in every offensive category in the Big Sky Conference through the first 12 games. They did have a good showing against Southern Utah. They swept them on the road. The offense got going a little bit. We'll see if they can get it going here today, and it starts with McKenna McGill, the center fielder who grounds out to the pitcher.
Straight up comebacker to Allie Williams. McKenna McGill was 7 for 13 against Carroll before that at-bat. So a lot of success there. And now Delaney Colburn will stand in, moved up to the number 2 spot earlier this season. And the defensive alignment you see on your screen there for Carroll. Williams deals it and fouled off by Colburn.
Colburn looking to go yard on that first swing. She took a giant hack at it. Williams got it up just high enough where Colburn couldn't get quite to it.
Senior from Auburn, Washington. That one's up as well to even the count.
Went up to that same spot. Colburn wasn't fishing. 1-1.
6 for 14 in her career in the spring against Carroll. Swing and a miss on that one to make it 1-2.
A good pitch there from Williams. Nice little spinner off the plate. Got Colburn swinging.
Swing, and she gets it through the hole on the left side, and it's a single for Colburn with 1 out.
And that's what makes Delaney Colburn one of the best hitters in the Big Sky Conference. 4th in average at .355. Williams tried to get the fastball in on the hands, but she was able to keep her hands inside the softball and pull that down inside the 5.5 hole for a single.
Colburn with her 2nd Big Sky Conference Player of the Year honor this past week, 5th of her career. Ashlyn Lyons sends it out to left center field, and it's going to get away from the center fielder, and it is a double to push Colburn to 60 feet away from a 1-0 Grizz lead.
Ashlyn Lyons has really upped her slugging percentage this season. She has 5 home runs and is slugging .568, almost 100 points higher than last season. She has added a lot of pop to her bat in her senior year, and she starts off with a double, and the Grizz threatening early.
That was Yarnall chasing it in center field. Saki up now, hitting .235, the senior from Los Alamitos, California. The Walla Walla, Washington native Ashlyn Lyons on second now, and over to second. Del Colburn will score on the play, so credit Saki for getting her across. 1-0 Grizz.
Yeah, and sometimes in that position, Kempson, you don't have to do a whole lot. You have runners on second, third, 1 out. Just put the ball in play, and you score a run, and Saki does her job and gets the RBI.
Couldn't ask for a much better start from the top half of the lineup here for the Grizz to take a 1-0 lead. McAllister, the Albuquerque, New Mexico native, the freshman. Swing and hit down to Bear, who will try to beat McAllister to first. She will not. No play at home. Ashlyn Lyons scores to make it 2-0 Montana.
Oh, and what an effort by Bear there. She didn't have anyone helping cover first base. She dove with the ball in her glove. It was a bang-bang play, but it looks like McAllister just barely beat the glove and the ball on the base. What a play.
First pitch to Tori Lettuce is inside. Lettuce hitting .164 with 8 RBIs. Senior from Bothell, Washington. One of the original 6 commitments to the Montana program for softball. Upstairs, 2-1 from Williams.
Yeah, Tori just hitting .164 so far on the season. Trying to get the bat warmed up. Takes an inside corner fastball there for strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Carroll trying to get back on the offensive side. Swing and a hit over to the shortstop. Smith will throw over to second for the out. And so that's how it goes. 2-0 for the Grizz. They take the lead. We go to the second. Welcome back. Kendall Mooney, the former Big Sky Eagle, swung and missed at the first pitch from Colleen Driscoll to start the second inning. After 2 half innings, it's 2-0 Grizz. Montana scored those 2 runs on 3 hits. Saints have only 1 on their side of the board as they look to get some more here, Sean.
Yeah, Kendall Mooney, great athlete out of Missoula Big Sky, played basketball as well, an all-state player, softball, a lot of pop in her bat, good athlete, she kind of play all over the field. Good pickup for Carroll.
Mooney hitting .306 with 2 homers and 18 RBIs. This one is called foul. It just went there at the last second, almost after it had gone into Ashlyn Lyons' glove at first. Foul is the call.
Yeah, Mooney a little tardy on the fastball from Driscoll. See if she can catch up to it here.
1-2 delivery upstairs. Evens the count as we're leading off the second here. Sophomore from Missoula. Swing and a hit right to Gabby Martinez, who extends to make the play for the first out.
Yeah, all 4'11" of Gabby Martinez there at second base, using maybe the couple extra inches on her glove to make that catch. It's the sure-handed second baseman. An honorable mention, all Big Sky as a junior. Great defensive player, and man, showing off the leather there.
1-0 pitch inside to Brittany Smith, who's hitting .290 with 14 RBIs. The junior from Helena, Montana. Capital High School product. Swing and on the ground. Gabby Martinez will gather it again for the second out.
Yeah, and it looked like Ashlyn Lyons thought about going after that one, and then perhaps remembered the diving catch by Gabby Martinez the play before and said, she'll probably range over and get this one. I'm just going to go to first base to get the put out.
Martinez, one of 11 seniors, and you talked about that 4'11" frame, but she has the speed, quickness, and instincts to make up for that. And now she fades back into right field and makes the third out catch. So the Gabby Martinez show in the top of the second inning. The Grizz go back on offense in the bottom on the other side. Grizz playing some good defense so far as we go into the bottom of the second inning. They're already up 2-0, and they're back up to bat here. And the last out of the last half inning went so fast, I didn't get a chance to tell you it was Brittany Hogan up to bat for Carroll, as Gabby Martinez made quick work along with her defensive mates of the top half of the second. And Marie Petrino maybe looking to bunt.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, the daughter of Paul Petrino, the head football coach at Idaho. Of course, Idaho now in the Big Sky Conference. That'll be interesting, having them come back and play football in the Big Sky next year. That'll be fun.
Petrino hitting .179, sophomore left-hander from Pullman, Washington.
And you'll notice the bottom half of this Montana lineup, a lot of lefties and a lot of speed. Coach Melanie Michael likes to have a lot of speed at that bottom of the lineup in hopes that they can get on base and kind of flip the lineup over for some of the power hitters like Colburn, and that's one of the reasons why you're hitting Delaney in the 2-hole instead of maybe lower in the order at 3 or 4.
Yeah, we talked in the pregame, you and I did at least, about Gabby Martinez being able to flip that lineup over. Petrino brings a similar skill set. This time she grounds out to the pitcher.
But see, it does put a lot of stress on the defense, even a routine play like that. I mean, it's a quick little one-hopper back to Williams, but, I mean, she almost beat that out there. So the speed can definitely play a factor.
Mackenzie Phillips stands in now. She's 2 for 10 so far this season, hitting out of the 8th spot today. She has worked her way into the starting lineup here lately during conference play. Originally from Riverside, California. Phillips, key role player for Montana throughout her time here. She's gotten some starts in the outfield as well.
Yep, like most of the lefties down here in the order, not a lot of power. Pretty much just a slap singles hitter.
Just got a piece of that one there.
She'll be expected to be one of those rare senior leaders next year when the 10 seniors on this team leave Kempson. She's going to be one of the lone seniors left as just the class distribution. And that's what happens when you start a program 4 years ago, is you have to bring in so many freshmen that the class distribution is a little bit lopsided. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Montana kind of tries to solve that puzzle of getting an even class distribution throughout the next couple of years.
Phillips swings through that one to bring up Gabby Martinez. Phillips' seventh strikeout of the year. And Martinez out of the 9 spot. And Montana has not gone down in order, but it might appear that way as the third batter of the second inning, is Martinez, and she will get an infield hit.
Yeah, no chance to get her out. Once that ball went over the head of Williams, she's just way too fast. Gets down the line in just a couple seconds. Right when that ball went over the pitcher, you knew that she was going to be safe. Now, with 2 outs, it'd be interesting to see if they put her on the move and try to steal a base. She has 6 stolen bases on the season.
And even though there are 2 outs, like you mentioned, flips over the lineup to McKenna McGill, who led off the game.
McKenna McGill missed the majority, only played in a handful of games last year. She tore her ACL, was out for the whole season. It was a big loss. She's very athletic, probably one of the best defensive center fielders in the Big Sky Conference. But she is back. She was wearing a brace on her knee to start the season. Kind of shed that, Kempson. She wanted to feel free. Didn't like the feeling of the brace on there. And now she's ready to rock and feeling fully healthy.
Hitting .291 on the season, leads the team coming in with 127 at-bats. And she's the only player with more than 1 triple. Her 2 triples lead the team.
And the team, when talking to Coach Michael,
Swing gets through the hole on the left side. Gabby Martinez safe at second. McKenna McGill is aboard with a 2-out single.
When they came out, there was so much bad weather that they were kind of wanting her to take it easy because the field was pretty frozen. They didn't want her running around in case of messing up that knee again. But now that the sun's out, she's ready to go as Delaney Colburn, the RBI machine for Montana, comes up in an RBI situation.
Plenty of speed on the base paths. An extra base hit as she swings through that one. Might score both the runners, depending on where it's hit in the park. 220 out to straight center here at Grizzly Softball Field. 200 to right and left field. One ball, 1 strike. To one of the best overall players in the Big Sky. Swing and a hit out to left field. It's going to drop. Here comes Gabby Martinez to make it 3-0 Grizz. McGill stops at second, and there's the RBI you were talking about for Del Colburn.
Yeah, and that's one where if you're Allie Williams and Carroll, that's a tough pill to swallow because she executes a perfect pitch inside, gets in on her kitchen, and gets the handle on it. Doesn't hit it hard, but it finds some grass in short left field for the RBI.
Ashlyn Lyons, high drive right field, and it will settle down in right field in the glove of Ashley Davis. So the Grizz take a 3-0 lead on that RBI single by Del Colburn. And they go on defense when we come back. 3-0 Grizz over the Saints. Colleen Driscoll pitching a shutout so far through 2 innings. Tiana Sell is the next batter for Carroll.
And after the Yarnell double to start the game, Carroll searching for their second hit of the ball game.
Sell hitting .318, one of 8 Saints over 300. And hits this one straight to Del Colburn for out number 1. Catcher from Meade, Colorado, the junior. Has a little bit of advice there for Ashley Davis, who is next up. Davis, 4 of 34 on the year so far. She swings through that one. Davis had a 2-run homer last spring against the Grizz. In the closest game that these two teams have played so far in the spring season, a 3-2 Montana victory. Two balls, one strike from number 21, Colleen Driscoll. Fouled away by Davis.
Yeah, good hack there by Davis. Had it on the outside part of the plate, was on time. Just got underneath it just a little bit.
Billings, Montana, Billings West High School product. Has been all Cascade Conference honorable mention in her career and hits it out to left field, and Marie Petrino hauls it in for the second out. And now we bring in the third member of our broadcast team here today, Annika Cook.
Here you go, Brittany.
Having mic problems down there here in the top of the third inning, but we'll get that figured out, get back to Annika as soon as possible.
Yeah, we'll try to get back there soon. Looked like she had something really important to say down there, Kempson. She was excited. We're excited to have Annika down on the sidelines. Of course, we'll be joined by the Grizz head coach, Melanie Michael, in the top of the fourth inning. That'll be fun. Hopefully we can get that mic situation fixed so Annika could give us all the important, juicy, fun stories that she has for us down on the sidelines.
Yarnall is back up, the 5'3" sophomore from Frenchtown, who led off the game with a double. A swing and a hit over to Gabby Martinez for the third out of the top of the third. So we'll try to get Annika back ASAP, but for now it remains 3-0 Grizz as the Saints go down. Madison Sackey will lead off the bottom of the third inning. The Grizz scored 2 in the first and 1 in the second. Altogether, they have 6 hits and 3 runs.
Kempson, you got the binoculars on right now. Well, I guess we're going to go to Annika first before we get to what I was going to ask you. Annika, can you hear us?
Sackey flies out to left. There we go. Here's Annika.
It is a beautiful day here in Missoula, and even though it's beautiful here today, Carroll has had a hard time these last couple weeks with weather. They had a lot of rain and snow, stuff like that, and that has made them play 10 games in only the last 8 days. They went 8-2 in those games, so even though they're probably a little bit tired right now, they're definitely wanting to keep up that win streak. So we'll see how it goes for them here on this beautiful day. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, they were so excited to get back home in front of the home crowd as Jessica McAllister grounds out to Brittany Smith at shortstop for the second out of the inning. Yeah, the Carroll was very excited to get back home after playing 30 straight games to open the season. 3 of them were right here. They went 1-2 against the College of Idaho, in fact. So they were getting games in any way they could, especially outdoors. I don't know that they practiced outside in Helena at all this season, though.
I think after all those games get canceled and the weather's bad, you'll play 30 games in 10 days. You just want to get out and play some softball. So I think they're excited that the weather's starting to turn and they're able to get out on the diamond and play the game that that they love playing and why they're student athletes at Carroll College.
That's a good point, Allie. That's one thing Allie Williams did talk about when I was talking to them about it, was that she was saying it's eventually just softball.
Yeah,
and you
it does.
just want to get out
it is
there
a little
and
bit
do
tougher on some of the pitchers, obviously because you can't throw a million innings every single day. But other than that, if you're a position player, heck, you don't want to practice anyways. You want to get out there every single day and just play a game.
Tori Lettuce 0 for 1. We're the fielder's choice.
Good spot there by Williams. 2-2, trying to get this punch out. Going upstairs. Lettuce not offering full count.
Correction, because it was a fielder's choice, she's 0 for 0. And that found the strike zone. Lettuce doesn't necessarily agree with it, but Tiana Sell is stoked, so is Williams. Montana still up 3-0. We'll see if the Saints can do something on the offensive side. Montana up 3-0 over Carroll College. Anna App-Roberts facing Colleen Driscoll to lead off the top of the 4th inning. And that is foul towards the Grizz dugout. In the Grizz dugout, I believe we have a headset on Coach Melanie Michael. And Coach Mel, how you doing down there?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Coach, after Colleen gives up the double there to start the game, she's really settled down nicely. What have you seen from her so far after that first batter?
Absolutely. Just working into her groove, keeping the ball low, attacking the zone, but kind of being smart with her pitches in the zone that she needs to work with.
What did you see from your offense there? You know, Ashlyn Lyons kind of sets the table with the double, and then you get some girls just putting the ball in play to plate some runs. What have you seen offensively?
Just attacking, kind of settled into who we are individually at the plate, and just trying to attack our pitch and get barrel to pitch. And so I'm happy with the way, that we've kind of approached our at-bats.
How fun is this, just getting out here and the nicest day that we've had all spring? What does it feel like just get out here and play some softball?
This is softball and baseball weather. It's awesome. It's it's great to not have a jacket on and be bundled up and everything. So I think spring might be here in Montana now.
We were able to talk with you yesterday about being the head coach for the first year and everything that you've learned along the way. But let everyone else know, what has been the coolest part? What have you learned so far being your assistant for the first 3 years, but now being the one in charge and being the head coach of this team?
Just how much, the players have such an impact at all times. And so, they kind of keep you grounded, they keep you level, and, they're fun because you can challenge them and they step up to challenges, and they'll get after anything for you and for the program, for the university, and just a fun group of girls to compete every day with.
Coach,
go ahead, Kempson.
Coach, as a local product yourself, to have all this local flavor on both of these rosters and have both of these teams kind of grow side by side with each other, playing each other each fall and each spring, what is that like to have that kind of softball in the state of Montana?
Oh, I think it's just growing the sport. I think it always, a lot of people have played, but I think it's just growing the opportunities to play at the next level. For the young players around the state to dream, watch these players, see these players every day on the field and just be exposed to it, and then know that there's opportunity. It's fun to watch it, both teams succeeding, excelling at what they're doing. So.
Looks like Allie Williams just clips the top of the fence there. Coach, I don't know if you saw the pitch necessarily from that angle, but 2-2, what could you see what happened there?
It looked just, that it sat up a little bit, and Allie got a good barrel to the ball right there.
One of those local products that we've been talking about as well. So even though it happens against the Grizz, it's got to be cool to see a Kalispell product from here in the Missoula region.
Anytime any athlete from the state of Montana excels, it's always fun to watch them. It's always fun to watch them compete and do something that they've dreamt to do.
Now, Coach, I know you said about 3/4 of the time, you're peering in and calling the pitches here, but it looks like Saki's kind of calling the pitches right now.
She is right now. Yep, I turned it over out of the get-go of this inning.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and doing this interview with us. Kind of mid-game here is a 1-2 count, 2 outs, as Colleen Driscoll tries to get out of the jam. She's had only 2 runners on second base, the leadoff double to start the game, and now Allie Williams at second with Kendall Mooney, the Big Sky native.
Yeah, Coach, thank you for so much. We appreciate your time. We'll let you go.
Thank you so much for having us and being out here and giving the opportunity for these girls to play on TV.
Yeah, of course. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And as you mentioned, Mooney is up with 2 outs. Another Big Sky grad, and Coach Mel, of course, from the Missoula area, former Eagle.
Yeah, went to Big Sky herself. Just grew up around the fast pitch softball community. Her dad, who's helping out with the team, Dennis, was a part of the softball leagues growing up, and Mooney almost beats it out, but nice play by Delaney Colburn to get the 3rd out of the inning.
Great concentration there by Dell to gather it back up and make the 3rd out. Still 3-0 Grizz as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning here. The Grizz did not score in the bottom of the 3rd after 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd. And then Carroll almost got on the board as we were talking to Coach Melanie Michael there, as Williams roped one out to left center field that almost got out, just bounced off the top of the fence and came back into the park. And so Carroll still has yet to score as Anne-Marie Petrino stands in for Montana.
Yeah, pretty impressive, man. I mean, she almost hits a home run, and then she steps in the circle and has pitched a really, really good game. I mean, if you take away some of the hits, I mean, they've been a couple infield hits and then just a couple that were hit. They would have been outs, but they were hit on the bad side of the bat, so they didn't have enough juice to get out to the outfield, so they kind of sunk in left field there, especially the RBI by Colburn. So a very well-pitched game by Allison Williams here against Montana in their home park, where they are really, really good. 46-18 here at home. Montana dominant, and they're actually looking, if they can hold off for the next 3 innings, going to be their 100th win in program history. Pretty cool feat for them, just 4 years into this thing.
Mooney did a good job with the 1 hopper there to 3rd base, and Phillips is up again now after a strikeout in her first at bat.
Yeah, and you got to have some guts there to play 3rd base, and especially Mooney. I mean, she comes crashing down. I mean, you're only about 25 feet from the plate there. I mean, if they send a screamer there, and I mean, they're not wearing any mask or anything on the infield, so that takes some guts there by the Big Sky alum to get down there on 3rd base.
When we talk about the quickness of this game, you got to be quick yourself if you're going to play it.
Absolutely. That ball's coming off the bat at anywhere from 70 to 95 miles an hour.
3-1 count now to Phillips. Good at bat here. And takes ball 4. So a rare walk by Allie Williams, only her 16th of the year, goes to Phillips, and here comes Gabby Martinez.
And a good at bat by Phillips, and that's exactly what Coach Michael wants to get out of the bottom of the order. She doesn't care if it's by hit by pitch, by walk, by hit. She just wants the bottom of the order to start getting on base a little bit more. And a good job, good plate discipline there by Phillips as she draws the walk.
Martinez, the 2017 Big Sky, All Big Sky Conference player, looking to lay one down here. Again, we talked about it a little bit earlier in this game, how the bottom of this order has a lot of speed, and so they're just trying to make contact and put the ball in play. And foul down the left field line. Otherwise, that was the perfect spot for Gabby Martinez to get on base.
Yeah, we're talking about
Phillips.
Yeah, we're talking about Kendall Mooney kind of crashing down. She has to because of the bunt, and then right there you just kind of slap the ball right there, and it kind of goes right over Mooney into no man's land.
Upstairs.
You don't have to throw it very high to be upstairs against Gabby Martinez. Just 4-11 in the box, very small strike zone there.
That is part of the difficulty with pitching to her. A good contact made there, and right on the right field foul line, Ashley Davis fades over to make the 2nd out. McGill up for her 2nd at-bat. 2nd appearance, I should say. 3rd appearance.
Yeah, so far 1 for 2 for the night. Day, I should say. McKenna McGill steps in with 2 outs. Nice pitch on the outside corner by Williams to make it 1-1.
She grounded out on a comebacker and then had a single so far, did McKenna McGill. One ball, 2 strikes. And that one is outside the strike zone, and the throw to second is late. Phillips will take the bag.
Yeah, almost surprised. It was a changeup in the dirt. Couldn't quite get the handle on it. Tiana Sal was almost surprised that she even threw the ball down to second base.
Her first
comeback right off of Williams, who gets it, corrals it, and is going to go to first for the out. What a play by Williams, taking it off the thigh, but still is able to have the concentration to end the inning.
Phillips gets her first stolen base of the season, but then McGill goes down for the third out. Still 3-0 Grizz as we go to the top of the 5th.
Hey guys, it's me again down here. So one of the players we're going to be looking out for today is Dell Colburn. She was awarded the Big Sky Conference Player of the Week this week, and that is the second time this year she has received that award. So that's great for her, and a couple of her accomplishments lately is she scored the game-winning run against Weber State, as well as batted almost 50% against Southern Utah. So she has definitely been on a roll lately, and we are going to want to watch her for the rest of this series.
The other shortstop, Brittany Smith, up. Thanks, Annika, for that hit. And yeah, she got her second Big Sky Conference Player of the Week, her 5th for her career. And since she stepped on campus at Montana, she's been an elite player in the Big Sky Conference.
Yeah, it certainly has. And, you know, we talked about this before the game, Kenson. She's had a lot of protection in the lineup in the last few years. If you remember, Lexi Brennis was an all Big Sky catcher, had a lot of power that was hitting right behind her. She hasn't really had as much of that this season. Ashland Lyons has had, you know, a great year, but not as much protection before and after her. So pitchers can kind of nitpick with her and don't have to really give in. But she is still, I mean, hitting 355, 8 home runs. The power number's down just a little bit. I think that's because she's not able to get some of those pitches right down the middle because pitchers don't have to challenge her. But certainly one of the most talented players in the conference and one of the first 6 players to ever commit to Montana softball.
Colburn on a 4-game hitting streak. Swing, and Martinez will get the dribbler, throw it over to Lyons for the first out. She was on a 4-game hitting streak coming into the day. She makes that 5 so far.
So Kempson, Carroll coming in at 12-8 in the Cascade Conference, 27-13 overall. Already set a program record for wins. I think they're 5th in the conference, but only a couple games back of first place, especially after going 8-2. What have you seen from them, and is this a team that can make a run in the conference and possibly win it?
I think so. I think that especially when you look at the fact that coming into the day they had 8 batters above 300 in the average, and they have some pop in their bats. They've had some days where the weather kind of got a hold of some of their hits with the wind and stuff, especially in Helena during the homestand that happened. They easily could have gone undefeated throughout that homestand, and some of their first few games of that homestand was against the number 24 team in the country at the time, Oregon Tech, a conference rival, and they took it to them. They easily could have swept that series. They lost the 3rd game 3-2 in like 11 innings. So it's this is the best season of Carroll College softball so far in the program's young history, and I think they can make some noise in their conference tournament possibly as Hogan gets the walk here.
Yeah, Aaron Jackson has done a great job of, you mentioned the bats, but they're pretty balanced team. They have the 2-headed kind of monster pitchers at Allison Williams, 2.59 ERA. We're seeing what she can do today going up against the tough Big Sky lineup. But Tess Eaton, 2.3 ERA, 10-1 on the season. So they have the 2 dynamite pitchers that are 2 of the best in the Cascade Conference. And then you couple that with, like you mentioned, the bats in the lineup, and they're a team that in that conference could be one to be reckoned with down as the season goes along.
Yeah, you mentioned Tess Eaton there. She was 10-0 to start the season. She almost had a perfect game. It was her second career no-hitter earlier this season as well, and I think she's only a junior, so she's got a bright future as well as a lot of highlights, program highlights in the past for Carroll, and I expect we would see her later today in game 2, but we'll see what the lineup decision is.
She has the 2 5-inning no-hitters, the only 2 in Carroll history. the pitcher from San Diego, and that's what you have to do at that level, right, Kempson, is you get a lot of the local talent. We've seen Brooke Yarnell from Frenchtown, and we have Helena and Mooney from Big Sky, but then you got to sprinkle in the out-of-staters like a Tess Eaton from San Diego, as that one is just foul. But you sprinkle in those out-of-staters at positions of need to really round out your roster.
That one was, yeah, you said it, just foul right on the line, down the left field line. Tiana Sell, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to third base, hit it in the same direction.
Well, the cliche is what? It's game of inches.
Right.
It certainly was a couple inches away from being a double, but
That
she's going to
one's
have to settle for a single. Nice piece of hitting there.
Straight up the middle, one hopper to McGill. She throws it to second, not in time. A one-out single for Tiana Sell, and Carroll with another scoring threat here.
So 3 times in 5 innings, Carroll has gotten a runner to second base. Just a great job, piece of hitting, just going right up the middle where it was delivered. It was almost hit in kind of in between hop there. So the runner almost got doubled off of second base there, but that one's going to be a pop-up to shortstop. Delaney Colburn for 2 outs as we see if Brooke Yarnall at the top of the order can come through and get Carroll on the board.
Yeah, Davis popped out there. And so now with 2 outs, runners at first and second for Brooke Yarnall. Swing and a hit back up the middle. Colburn will tag up at second, and the crisis is averted. Grizz stay up 3-0 as they look to add some insurance runs in the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th inning, you see Allie Williams there for Carroll. Montana was up 3-0 after the 2nd inning, and that is where the score stands as you look at Melanie Michael going out to her third base coach's box.
Yeah, this is a big inning for Carroll. Montana, their 2-3-4 hitters coming up. If they want to chip back into this thing and have a chance to win it, they're going to have to keep the deficit at 3. You know, Montana with Colburn kind of leading things off, this is the inning that they are hoping to extend on this lead. So a big bottom half of the inning here in the 5th.
Williams wheels and deals strike 1. Montana not as explosive of an offense as in the past, but fair down the right field line for Colburn, and another base hit for Dell.
Yeah,
3 singles now
3
on
for
the
3.
day.
Yep, for Colburn. Gonna up that 355 average. Came in 8 home runs, slugging .612. To put that in perspective, she had 14 home runs last year, and she was slugging .749. So a bit down in the power production, but like I said, not as much protection in the lineup. But Ashlyn Lyons has done a great job hitting behind her so far this season. She has upped all of her numbers. Takes a mighty hack at that one, but can't get to it, and it's 1-1. Lyons kind of started her career, was pretty much a singles, doubles hitter, but has added the pop, and you can see her right there. Just great exit velocity off of that as she just continues to square up the softball all season long.
Right on cue, a single to push her to 2 for 3 on the day, and move the lead runner into scoring position in the form of Colburn. Smacks it right into center field, and Saki, showing bunt, attempted to do so, but fouls it back.
And I was going to ask you, Kempson, before we had Mel on the interview, can you see with your binoculars what's on the back of her helmet or in her hair, the little blue thing in Saki's hair? She's got a little blue ribbon or something in there. I can't really tell what it is.
Yeah, I see that.
I know later this weekend it's Cancer Awareness Game on Saturday, and so every single player will be wearing something of a different color to represent a different cancer. And so perhaps she's wearing it all week long. I would imagine that maybe that's what it is, but Figured, you had the binocs up here. You might get a better view at it.
Well, I did notice that, but the binoculars don't necessarily tell me the backstory. I would love to have that. As
You're not buying the right binoculars then, I tell you what. No.
Kylie Hayton will pinch run for Ashlyn Lyon. So a little more speed put on the base paths for Montana here as Hayton, we've seen her pinch run before.
Yeah, the 5'5" sophomore from Washington, a couple stolen bases on the year.
She scored 8 runs as well. Jessica McAllister is the freshman who is up to bat now.
One of the goals that Montana had coming into this game was they wanted to attack their pitch. They wanted to look in a zone and attack it, and that was a good piece of hitting there. Got the good solid part of the bat on it, but right down there to bear at first base. And I wasn't sure if she caught it or caught it on the hop, and so decided to be safe and just get the runner out either way.
Yeah, she's made a little bit of a habit of trying to chase down runners as they run down the first base line, and with mixed results so far. Good job there to also look over the infield and make sure that no one was trying to pull a fast one with only 1 out, as that was the second.
So here's a spot. In comes Tori Lettuce, batting 164 on the year, the senior from Bothell, Washington. Great opportunity for her to have a nice at-bat. Got a couple ducks on the pond. We'll see if she can deliver and bring them home. But this is one of those at-bats. We're going forward. If Montana wants to win the Big Sky, they're going to have to get contributors from everywhere in the lineup, not just from the 2, 3, 4 spots. So we'll see if Tori Lettuce can come through in the clutch here for Montana.
The good news is I feel like we've said that before in the past about this program, and they've usually been able to get hot down the stretch.
Yep, they've been a clutch hitting team in the past couple seasons, but they've been a little bit inconsistent at the dish so far, and that's why they've gotten off to us just a 7-5 start to Big Sky play.
Hit to second base and hauled in there by Anna App-Roberts. Remains 3-0. The Grizz strand runners at second and third, but still have that 3-run lead. Natalie Gaber up now for Carroll in the top of the 6th inning.
Colleen Driscoll so far working on a shutout, only 3 hits allowed. Doing a good job of keeping the ball down and mixing her speeds and pitching to her spots. They're going to say that she did not go around, so 2-0 is your count.
Yeah, Driscoll has done a great job of scattering 3 hits so far. Natalie Gaber is hitting .319 coming into the day with a home run and 15 RBIs, the freshman from Littleton, Colorado. Just got a piece of that one, and all of a sudden the count is back even at 2-2, leading off the 6th.
So we'll see if Natalie can get on board here, try to get things started for the purple and black team. It's Carroll trying to get back into this game. Rips it into the dugout. That's a second ball. It's been a hot shot. A little friendly fire down in there.
Fouled toward her dugout, and everybody looks to be okay. Count remains 2-2. Swing and a drive to right field. It'll hang up for Mackenzie Phillips and the first out. And that's happened to several different batters for both teams thus far. They've made good contact, but then off the bat, but then the ball just kind of hung up there for the outfielders.
It was at a third going into the dugout. And Coach Aaron Jackson kind of shaking his head. He's taking a couple steps back. He was all the way up there in the third base coach box. Now he's about 30 feet behind it, saying, I'm getting out of the way here.
Big smile on his face, though, a sense of humor about it.
Yeah, and Kempson, you mentioned, they're getting the good part of the bat on it, but I think it's just good pitching. They're pitching to their spots, both Driscoll and Williams, and so when you're throwing on the outside corner there, I mean, even though you're on it, you're not quite getting it on the sweet spot, so it results in a pop out to right field or a pop out to left field. And I think it's just credit to these pitchers for really locating their pitches and hitting the corners.
Bear was a little late on that one. The last few that have been fouled towards the Carroll dugout, mostly right-handed batters, so they were a little early on it if you're fouling down the third base line. That time she was late. 0-2 count now with one out. And that one is sent over the grandstand. Look out below. Count remains 0-2. Bases are empty.
So you got an 0-2 count to the opposing team's best hitter. We'll see if she gets her anything to hit here. And she does, and she rips it down the left field line, just foul. But a pretty good pitch to hit there, 0-2. I thought she might, throw one way outside the zone, get her to chase, but gave her a pitch to hit, and Bear was right on it.
And just a little bit early on that one. Otherwise, that drops in front of Anne-Marie Petrino, and Bear has at least a single with one out.
I would expect this pitch to be either down or a rise ball up.
Swing and back up the middle it goes. Bear is safe by a step as Gabby Martinez was all over it.
So she went with the changeup down, but not down enough, as Bear was able to get enough of it and send it up the middle. Good job by Martinez getting over to it to limit it to a single, but Bear too quick gets down the line for the single.
Bear's first hit of the afternoon, and she will be having a pinch runner come in. TJ Rucker, who's 5 of 6 on stolen bases, the 5'6" junior from Portland, Oregon.
And lunch for tonight's SWX crew was provided locally by the notorious PIG. Come taste the classic ribs, pulled pork, beef brisket. I got them voted best barbecue in Missoula, located at 247 Front Street and online at notoriouspigbbq.com. Nice pulled pork sandwiches, Kempson. Hit the spot before the game, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of hitting her spot, Colleen Driscoll, inside corner, strike 2, 0-2, 1 out. Nice pitch there to Allison Williams.
Rucker has scored 10 runs as she replaces Bear on first base as a pinch runner. She has scored 10 runs for the Saints so far this season.
That was a good piece of pitching there. She got the inside corner and then tried to go outside.
Williams, who last time she faced Driscoll, almost did some yard work over in left center.
Yeah, I think that hit the very top of the chain link fence. Just the very, very tippy top, because that thing looked gone, and it didn't even hit the fence and come straight down. It kind of hung up there like it wanted to go over. So big spot here with just 1 out.
Count is now even. 2-2 to Williams. She thought it was inside as she backed off of it, but Driscoll gets the call for the second out.
Yeah, hard to tell from our angle whether that caught the inside corner or the black, but either way, nice pitch by Colleen Driscoll to get the strikeout looking.
And that one is foul down the left field line off the bat of Kendall Mooney. Just her second strikeout of the day from Driscoll. Giving up a couple doubles. Has 1 walk. Only 4 hits, though, given up by the junior. And that one's out of play down the right field line. So Mooney just trying to straighten it out and at least get Rucker into scoring position.
We do have Maddie Stensby, the lefty, for Montana, warming up in the pen.
And now Rucker will attempt a steal of second, and it'll go into center field. Throw was wide, and 6 for 7 now on the season is Rucker for stolen bases. So now with 2 outs, an extra base hit maybe puts a run on the board for Carroll.
And I think they had a chance to get her, but the throw from Saki kind of just went wide right, went into center field.
Mooney out of play down the right field line again.
Good job protecting there by Mooney. Nice pitch on the outside corner, just threw the bat out there. That's just one kind of survive to see another pitch there, kind of spoiling that 1-2 offering from Driscoll.
She lined out to Martinez and grounded out to McAllister. In the second and fourth inning. Here we are in the sixth. Swing, and that one's foul as well.
So we go outside fastball, inside changeup. We'll see if that sets up something high or low. She
Thought
goes
about that
high,
one.
and it's going to be off her. Looked like the umpire maybe said off her hand, but I think he's going to say off the bat. So we're talking about hitting all the zones. Colleen Driscoll outside, inside, up.
Swing and a pop up. Jessica McAllister there to make the catch. So Carroll once again able to mount somewhat of a threat, but Montana able to turn them away and preserve the lead. Bottom of the sixth inning, Grizz up 3-0. And Marie Petrino facing Allie Williams. Petrino's 0 for 2. That one's way upstairs. 1-0 count.
So we'll see here with Petrino, Phillips, and Martinez, the bottom third of the order, all lefties, all with speed. All players that Coach Melody Michael believes they need to start getting on base a little bit more if they want to contend for a Big Sky title. We'll see if any of them can get on base here in the bottom of the sixth against Allison Williams.
Petrino will ground out to Smith at shortstop. And that will bring up Mackenzie Phillips. Petrino got the start in left field today. Phillips has struck out in the second, walked in the fourth. And now she lays one down. She'll try to beat it out. She will not. Second out. Mooney over to Bear on the bunt. Good defensive play there.
Yeah, Kendall Mooney, she read the scouting report. She knows that at the bottom of the order with all these lefties, they're going to try to bunt, try to do whatever they can to get on base. So she's ultra aggressive there at third base and made a nice little play there.
Martinez takes ball one. Probably not going to throw her out looking. And she has had a penchant in the past for slapping it over the head of the infield, and we'll see if it hangs up for the center fielder. It does. Yarnall comes in to make the catch. Grizz still have not scored since the second inning, but they're still up 3-0. Top of the seventh inning, the Grizz looking to take this one without having to go back on the offensive side, as they're up 3-0, and Brittany Smith is leading off. She is 0 for 2.
We've seen Allison Williams pitch a pretty good game today. 8 hits, 3 runs. She was an athlete coming out of Kalispell Glacier that the Grizz looked at. And in talking to Coach Michael, it was kind of between her and Michaela Hood, obviously the star pitcher for Montana, and they ended up going with Hood. They just thought that she had a little bit higher ceiling in the circle, and they really needed that dominant pitcher. And I think it's worked out, Kempson, for both teams and players. This Hood has fit in nicely for this Montana team. Allie Williams able to pitch and swing the bat for Carroll. And Carroll certainly has a talented player in Williams, but I think overall, I know you said Williams wanted to go to Carroll for the academic side of it as well. So I think the recruiting battle and kind of how it all worked out ended up good for both teams and players.
Yeah, and there's plenty of local flavor as you look up and down Carroll's entire roster. There's more than Montana, actually. And again, that just speaks to the recruiting process of both programs, especially Carroll. Carroll puts a real emphasis on that. Not saying that Montana doesn't, just saying that Carroll definitely has that's Coach Aaron Jackson's one of his things that he really looks at. And Montana, of course, with probably a larger pool to choose from
Yep.
when you look at other states.
And they'll have a couple local kids coming in next year. Brooklyn Wise-Graham from
Right.
Sentinel. She just signed to play for Montana, as well as Kaylin Smith out of Polson, the granddaughter of Lee Smith, who's been coaching there for 3 decades up there in Polson. So a couple homegrown Montana kids coming to play for the Grizz next year. So it'll be fun to follow them and their careers as they suit up in the Grizz maroon.
Pitch number 100 is hit by Brittany Hogan, and Del Colburn hauls it in for the second out. Dinner for tonight's SWX crew was provided locally by the notorious PIG. Come taste the classics that got them voted best barbecue in Missoula. Ribs, pulled pork, and beef brisket, located at 247 Front Street and online at notoriouspigbarbecue.com. Pop up, Jessica McAllister calls everyone else off, and that is how this one will end. Montana 3-0 victors on 8 hits, as the Saints had 4 hits of their own. But Montana, after pitch number 100 was moments ago, this is program win number 100 for the Grizz, a historic day here at Grizzly Softball Field.
Yeah, and a great job by Colleen Driscoll. You know, we mentioned in the earlier that she likes to keep the ball down, mixing it in and out, has a full array of pitches, and she kind of showed that off, especially when she got into trouble. 3 times today, Carroll had a runner at second base, and that's when she really buckled down and didn't allow the Saints to get on the scoreboard. Montana scored 3 in the first couple innings. After that, had a couple chances. I know that Coach Michael's going to wish that they converted on some of those to make this more of a 5 or 6 run game, but good job by Carroll and Allie Williams pitching as well. You got to give her a lot of credit. She went out there and battled against the tough Montana lineup.
In case you haven't figured it out yet, because our cameras have been following her around, Delaney Colburn, 3 for 3, 3 singles and an RBI. She also scored a run, is our player of the game for the Grizz. A great shortstop for the Grizz and just in the Big Sky, and always an impact player. And part of Montana's struggles almost was her kind of trying too hard, because she, or not, that's maybe a bad way of phrasing it, but she was just trying so hard because she is one of the leaders on this team. And all right, well, we'll be right back. Montana beats Carroll 3-0. Montana Grizz, after 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, take this one 3-0 against the Saints in Game 1 of a doubleheader here with the exhibition games. Colleen Driscoll moves to 6-5 with her victory, and on the Carroll side, Allie Williams drops to 12-7. Of course, this is an exhibition, so I don't think they're counting that in her stats anyway. But 6-5 now, and the 100th victory for Montana as a softball program.
Yeah, really a well-played game by both teams. Well pitched. Both teams had chances to score a few more runs than were on the board today, but it was a lot of fun. So much fun. Hey, let's come back and do it one more time.
Let's do it. Delaney Colburn, our player of the game, 3 for 3 with 3 singles and an RBI as well. She played well. She was able to relax and just be herself here today, and so were the rest of the Grizz. So far, good things for the Grizz so far with a 3-0 victory. We'll have Game 2 for you in just a bit.